Welcome back to Empowered. I'm Elizabeth Namofsky, and today's topic is marriage contracts are for everyone. Jane, before we went to break, you'd mentioned something that kind of stuck with me, and I want to talk about it. You said that some people can't afford to divorce, and I've heard stories where couples are separated, don't want to divorce because, quite frankly, once they divorce, they won't be able to have the lifestyle that they've become accustomed to. So please tell us some stories and let's talk about where couples can't afford to divorce.
Yeah, there's 2 scenarios where couples can't afford to divorce. The first one is, frankly, there's insufficient assets. People aren't making enough money really to go ahead and hire a lawyer. Our firm has actually worked very hard at creating a secondary system that people can access to create separation agreements, a bit of a DIY kit for them called the Simple Separation. So we're trying to fill that space for people who can't afford lawyers. On the flip side, you have couples that maybe on paper appear to have a lot of money and a certain type of lifestyle, but let's say there's a lot of kids involved. I have several cases right now where you look at the numbers and these people are worth tens of millions of dollars, but they have many, many children and they are in a very expensive home. And now, how are both of these people going to separate? Can somebody afford to buy the other one out of the house? Are they going to agree to let that happen? These are all things that are now up for debate because they haven't talked about it. Now, with the prenuptial agreement, that all could have been mapped out already, and there would not be any question marks about that, and they would have been set to know what the exit strategy is. And the great thing that our firm does in particular is we like to keep our agreements up to date. So if there are a lot of changes that are going on in our clients' lives, we like to step in and make sure that everything is up to date so that it's accounted for as they go along with their lovely lives together and ideally never have to come back to us with a separation.
So you're talking about getting involved. How involved are you when you are preparing a marriage contract?
Well, we're involved in the sense that we are there to help them identify what their goals are. We're there to do their financial disclosure. We're there to make sure that their interests are protected, but again, protected in a fair way because we want to make sure that our contracts are drafted in a way that our clients can rely on them. We're available to negotiate the terms for our clients as well. We very much tailor our services to make sure that it's meeting the client's needs and goals as opposed to what we're telling them to do. And I think part of that is because, well, Anna Marie Messon, who's a longstanding friend of mine and actually started this firm, she's one of my best friends for more than 20 years. And while her and I were not originally family lawyers, we came out of the Bay Street culture. And along the way, both of us needed family lawyers. And when we needed family lawyers and identified the way it was operating, she smartly realized that there was a space that needed to be filled, and that space really needed to focus on what the clients wanted and executing what our clients want, whether that is a prenuptial agreement or a separation, and doing it in a way that makes sense for the client and not the lawyer.
So I'm sure a lot of people struggle with, talking to their partners about this. A lot of people struggle talking to their partners about finances. How should someone broach a marriage contract to their partner?
I think the best way to broach a marriage contract is I want to protect both of us. I don't want us to ever separate. I want us to live a happy life and be together forever and die on the same bed like the Notebook couple. And please, Ryan Gosling, if you're ever available, give me a call. But other than that, your goal is really to approach it as this is for both of our benefit. And let's get this nasty discussion that most couples fight about, which really is money. That is usually the number one reason. Frankly, I've had clients come to us saying, well, we're breaking up and it's a money issue. So get that conversation out of the way right at the start. And then it's going to be a lot easier to navigate throughout your marriage. And again, if you approach it as this is for both of us, this isn't for me. This is for us. I want to protect us now, and I want to protect us in the future, and I want to maintain the integrity and love of this relationship no matter what happens.
I think that's important. I think the fact that you're talking about love and integrity and protecting the relationship, I mean, this is clearly is not a taboo. You and I are on the same page here. I firmly believe in this. You firmly believe in it as well. When we come back from our commercial break, I want to do a flip question and ask you about, how you should react when your partner actually asks you for a prenup. So please don't go away. We'll be right back with more marriage contracts.